Khalil here. Now let's go to the winner of the main event of UFC Fight Night, Song versus Gutierrez. Song Yadong defeated Chris Gutierrez in the main event here at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada by a unanimous decision and a shutout on the scorecards, gentlemen. The scores read at the end of this one after 5 rounds, 50-44, 50-45, and 50-45, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Song Yadong. Omar, give us your take across 5 rounds. How did Song look, in your opinion?
I thought he looked great. I thought the main difference was his consistency across the board. And I think the other big takeaway was the fact that each round got consistently worse. With each round, Song seemed to get stronger and faster and better and more precise. And Gutierrez was breathing harder and having a bigger issue trying to pick up or trying to get the pace right, trying to keep his timing against Song. I thought it was a great performance from Song, man. And to be honest, I was super impressed. I've liked Song across a lot of different fights that he's been in. He's had a lot of good scraps. He's got good technique. But I don't know, man. There was something about the way he was able to dominate Chris Gutierrez in this fight that I thought was significantly impressive across 5 rounds, especially. So, big props to Song Yadong for pulling off a performance like that for sure. That kid has to get catapulted to the top at this point.
Mark, your thoughts?
First off, he did the Tom Aspinall. My man has started a trend. He put the hand on the shoulder at the face-offs, but Chris Gutierrez did not return. Return the favor like our boy Pavlovich did. But yes, Song Yadong is really good, and like it wasn't the most dominant performance he's ever had. Obviously, he didn't get a finish or anything, but I feel like he really showed just how high level he is in this fight. And yes, it took him a bit to truly take that fight over. But even in the first round and a half, before he had made his adjustments, where he was still stuck at range with Chris Gutierrez, he was probably still winning. He was landing harder calf kicks than Chris Gutierrez was. And that's literally what Chris Gutierrez does.
It's true.
And then, of course, halfway through the second round, he got that takedown and the fight started to change. Clearly, he had made some reads by then. And from that point on, he did a much better job of keeping the pressure on Chris and crashing inside and looking for opportunities to wrestle. And really, the range was not the same from that point forward. Obviously, he dropped Chris in the fourth, which was a big moment. On the mat, Gutierrez was basically stuck. There was nothing he could do to get up from under Song. So he was able to work there without much issue. It was just a really well-rounded performance from Song Yadong, and one where he really showed the way that he can analyze the puzzle in front of him and figure out how he needs to approach it and shut it down. And his power was just so different in every facet from Chris's power in this fight. Chris needs to get himself a lot more comfortable with his boxing, I think, if he's going to beat these ranked guys, because there's just not enough commitment there from him in terms of throwing his hands. And I feel like that really limits what he's able to do in a lot of these exchanges. But it was a great performance from Song. And then he went ahead and crushed the interview in English. So good for him on that. But yeah, big night.
All right. The question is for Song Yadong. Mark, I'm going to throw this one to you first. Do you consider him at the elite of bantamweight, or is he kind of like right at the door?
Door.
Song, yeah. Door. Omar, door, Song, or elite Dong?
I think Song's got his foot in the door, literally propping it open as we speak.
Okay. That being said, let's pivot now into what could be next for him. Mark, give us the name of who you would match up Song Yadong with next at bantamweight.
So a ton of people are throwing out Song and Petr Yan. And obviously that's what he called for after the fight. And I'm fine with that. It's a great fight. But I really love the fight we talked about last week, which is Figgy and Petr Yan. So personally, I'd rather see that Figgy be the guy that gets that fight. But really, whoever doesn't get Yan out of Figgy and Song is going to be left without a dance partner for a little bit, I think, because O'Malley and Cheeto is booked for March. Cejudo and Merab is booked for February. Corey's hurt. Aljo's apparently moving up to featherweight. So it's really like those three guys in Figgy, Song, and Jan. Like, unless you want to push Cruz up to fight one of them, or if Nurmagomedov is going to be back and you want to push him up to fight one of them, I don't know. So we'll see. I feel like someone's going to get booked to fight Jan, and the other guy might have to wait a little bit.
Omar, any other thoughts?
So Peter Yan was my pick. I honestly, it just seems to make the most sense, especially with the way that division is set up right now. It's bantamweight's a little bit of a mess at the top, but all in all, if you're asking me if I want to see Peter Yan and Song Yadong scrap, the answer is 100% yes.
Totally. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. That would be a huge heat check for Song Yadong as he's climbing up into these bantamweight rankings. Because, man, Peter Yan, or my favorite way of saying that is how Ray Longo says it, because the Sarah Longo team has spent quite a bit of time sharing the cage with Peter Yan. Peter Yan. You know, Peter Yan, he's a good kickboxer.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
I enjoy that.
You should hear my Joanna Jędrzejczyk. That's even better.
Boy, that's a classic.
All right. Anything else we want to say about? Oh, let's match up Chris Gutierrez here, because Chris Gutierrez will be back. Mark my words. The man is too talented at 135. Omar, who do you think that Gutierrez could square up against next?
So there are two guys that are fighting soon, a little soon, probably this weekend soon, that I think would be fun to see the winner of them fight Gutierrez. So the winner of Cody Garbrandt and Brian Kelleher, I think would be very interesting.
Mark, any other ideas?
I actually like that a lot. I just realized I never looked at a matchup for Chris, so I was scrambling over here just now.
That's a great pick.
And I came up with Adrian Yanez, but I don't know if I love it. And I kind of like the route Omar just took.
I mean, Yanez just had his leg hacked to pieces by Gutierrez's teammate.
Correct. That's
Jonathan
why I was
Martinez.
like, we put him right back in there and see what he's learned. But that's
Poor
why I
guy's
was also
gonna-
like, I kind of don't like it. So I like Omar's idea. I was ill prepared for that one. My bad.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.